Hey guys, StandardVR, coach of the Kansas City Kirim, back with week 4 of the SPL D League. We have a great battle lined up today. We are facing off against DashingSceptile and the Seattle Sigilif. And before we even get into the team builder, guys, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers, and we are so close at time of recording. You guys have been absolutely killing it with support. And then while you're down there, go ahead and check out DashingSceptile's YouTube page. The link is in the description below. Drop a sub, show them some love. Let them know I sent you. And if you want to skip ahead to the battles, timestamp in the description and the little bar thing on YouTube. You know how it goes. Let's get into what they got. So they have a really scary team. First off, they have a Terra Captain Arboliva. And there's a reason I'm starting with this. I am absolutely terrified of this thing. Leech Seed, Recovery, Strength Sap. I have seen what Pokegame can do with a Terra Arboliva, and it's absolutely terrifying. I'm so scared of this thing. Then they got that Iron Treads that can spin. You can earn booster energy sets. It's strong. It's really good. It's probably one of the best spinners in the game if I had a say on it. Then of course they have that Scizor, which I don't know if you can see it. But you know, you got that Seed Sower. I think that's what it's called. The ability on Arboliva to get that grassy terrain up, and then all of a sudden you got, grassy seeds +1 defense. Unburdened Scizor to just go to town and start wrecking things. Then of course you have a Rotom Wash, which is great defensive synergy with the Treads and the Scizor with that Levitate. You also burn things, Thunder Wave things, Pain Split. It's a catch-all for just disruption. Then rounding out the defensive synergy, you got the Salamence. You got Intimidate. You got the flying typing, so you don't have to worry about Earthquakes. And if you want to get a little cheeky, you run Moxie, and you start getting those attack boosts and sweeping the game. Then, of course, we have a Clefable that can be Calm Mind, Unaware type stuff, and I'm just trying to use a Roaring Moon, so, what am I supposed to do against a Clefable? Come on. It's making it hard out here. Then you got the Deoxys defense. Speaking of things that are hard to break, Deoxys defense is impossible. They got Spikes, Screens, Teleport, Recover. This thing is so annoying to deal with. Then, hey, before it gets better, it's going to get worse. They got a Chi-Yu. The thing that basically comes in with a built-in choice spec, so you can throw a choice scarf on it, and where's your switch-ins? Yeah, no, you're just absolutely cooked. Then, of course, they have a Terra Captain and Dusclops. Now, I haven't dealt with a Dusclops in a hot minute, but I started VGC in Sword and Shield, and Dusclops is an absolute menace. It's so hard to take down, and then you're going to throw Terra on top of it, so I can't just, hit it with a Roaring Moon knockoff. You're going to Fairy Terra or something? And then, of course, to round out the Terra Captains, they have a Lycanroc of Dusk, I believe, which is so strong. You can be Stealth Rock Setter, you can go Sash, you can go Orb, you can go Choice Band, Excel Rock. Fighting Terra Close Combats? Hello? Jeez. Anyways, we are bringing Weakness Policy right here, because it's one of my favorite sets. We got that Rock Polish, we got that Psychic Terra to kind of bait a knockoff from an Iron Treads, so we can get that Weakness Policy activated and go to town. We got 108 attack, we got 216 plus speed to outspeed everything outside of Scarf, booster energy stuff, and 184 Spadef just to kind of help tank some of those Chi-Yu hits, obviously before we Psychic Terra and get cooked by a Dark Pulse. But then we got the classic Lumberry Roaring Moon. This thing's just 252 attack. We do have to go Jolly, right? Yeah, 184 plus speed just to outspeed everything because they have a very fast team. Scizor is a big bully, and 44 defense just to kind of eat some Iron Treads attacks a little bit better, Ice Spinners, all that kind of stuff. And then the Lumberry, obviously, for Thunder Waves, Will-O-Wisps, all that kind of fun shenanigans that Rotom brings. This also helps against a Poison Touch Scizor, a Dire Claw Scizor. It's just good. Then, of course, we have the Assault Vested Raging Bolt this week with 200 points in a modest special attack, 212 HP, and then just Split Bulk just to kind of live a little bit of everything. We can Thunderclap things. Obviously, Iron Treads gives this a really hard time, but we're going to try and deal with it this week. Then we got our Sash Lead Mew. This is an Adamant Mew with Stealth Rocks, and it's just a taunt lead. If we lead in something that's, like that Deoxys, if we lead into Deoxys, we can taunt it, make sure it doesn't do anything. Now, I would assume if it's a lead Deoxys, it's probably going to be Minceler, but hey, maybe not. I don't know their life. But this is just to kind of, flip turn around. If we can trade rocks with Iron Treads, flip turn out. Flip turn will do a decent chunk to Iron Treads. But this is kind of just your more standard Sash Mew. And then, we got my boy Scizor. We got a Life Orb this week. We're out for damage. We got that Split Bulk. We got 252 attack Adamant. My Hazard Removal as well. Defog, Ultimate Utility Mon. is Scizor. It can get the KOs, it can do the damage, you get chip, you knock things out, you also get rid of hazards. It's like the perfect draft mon, and I'm so glad I was able to pick this up. Then we got the Colbur Berry on the Pecharunt. We got 252 HP, 100 plus defense, and 68 SPDF. Just kind of like a standard bulk set. Now I know what you're thinking, because I was thinking it too. We should probably be Shuckle Berry for the Iron Treads, if anything. But this is kind of if a Chi-Yu gets out of control. This way I can live a Dark Pulse, Malignant Chain, hopefully maybe get that poison, you know what I'm saying? Because Chi-Yu is actually really hard for my team to deal with, so I kind of wanted something that if they locked into Dark Pulse, I could kind of come in with this Pecharunt and just kind of eat a Dark Pulse and return something, you know what I mean? So that was the plan. Those are the 6 that we are bringing against DashingSceptile and the Seattle Sigilith this week. Let me know your predictions in the comments before the battle starts on who you think the star of the show may be. Who you think may actually come out on top this week. Like I said, drop a sub if you enjoy draft content. Let me know how you've been enjoying my specific draft content, because I know everyone's kind of got their own flavor of videos. I'm super excited to be part of the SPL D League with all these great coaches and head honchos, but I've held you up long enough. Drop a sub to Dashing, show them some support, and guys, let's get into these battles. Let's go. All right, we are week 4 of the SPL D League up against DashingSceptile. It's a very scary team. You got DOD, set screen, stealth rock spikes, you know. You got that Sneasler, it always causes problems, and we're not going to talk about the damage output that is Chi-Yu. That thing is so terrifying. And then like a Lycanroc with Tough Claws, that thing's banded, Accelerock goes burr, you know what I mean? But we got that lead Mew. You know we got that lead Mew. We're going to try and get something done, see if we can get a win. So this is week 4. So right now we're sitting at 2-1. Let's see if we can stay positive. And good luck and have fun to DashingSceptile. Let's get it. Alright, what are we leading off with Dashing? Is it that Dio? Is it that Treads? It is the Sneasler. I don't like that. Immediately. Don't like that. So I could just get a Psychic off right now. To be honest, I could get a Psychic off right now. But my thought is, you're probably Psychic, Berry, maybe your Sash. Maybe I just want rocks. U-turn. That's fine. That's a lot of damage. Is that banded? Let's calc. Sneasler. Banded U-turn. Nope. Banded is 67 to 79 because that is ridiculous. We're going to go ahead and get our rocks up here. Obviously, we don't have Sash, which is big sad. But this Mew is kind of a little bit just kind of here to get some rocks. Taunts a Deoxys. There's the Rotom. I don't like that at all. I don't like that, you know what I mean? We'll get our rocks. Let's see. I don't want to go hard into Rhyperior. I mean, obviously, you could, you know, just Volt Switch around. You could throw off a Wisp. You could just throw off a Hydro. I could just go into Raging Bolt. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click that flip turn. As we are faster. That means you are very slow. Alright. We'll come back later. We'll come back later with Mew. It's probably just going to be a sack. But we'll come back later with Mew. We'll go Bolt. I think Bolt's a nice mid-ground play. Actually, I guess that's not really a slow. I forget how fast Mew is. It's like that, you know, base 100 speed. Obviously, this lets Treads in for free, which is a bit of a problem because EQ is kind of bad for me. Yeah, obviously. You can spin, which is fair. I think I just go back into Mew, to be honest. I'll sack the Mew. Yeah, there's the Earthquake. Treads KOs Mew. Cool. Alright. This is a free... Oh, I don't know if I want to do this early. I really don't know if I want to do that this early. But I think that's kind of like where I have to go with this. We're going to go right here. We are going to click Terra. And we're going to click Rock Polish. This should bait like a knockoff. Ooh, if they just hard pivot. Okay. This could probably just defensive Rotom, I'm going to assume. Yeah. And I'm going to assume you're max, which means that Stone Edge does like nothing. Rhyperior, which is now a Psychic type. Stone Edge correctly does nothing. I mean, 40%, but I don't really want to get Wisped. But we'll get fast. Do you have Foul Play? How much does Foul Play do? Foul Play does 21 to 25. I'm sorry. That's non-Terrid. Terrid, you do about 40. Which is a lot. It is a lot. I could go back into the Raging Bolt. We could go back into the Rhyperior. Do I want to risk a Wisp? Not really. We'll go Bolt. I don't love Bolt getting Wisped either, but... Let's see. Yeah, there's the Wisp. Yeah, I was not going to let you get a free Wisp onto Rhyperior. I don't want to do it. If I had Swords Dance, maybe a different story, but even then, nah, it's cool. It's cool. Yeah, we just drop a Draco. You can go into your treads. You can stay in a Volt Switch if you want. Draco does a lot of damage. This is a Raging Bolt. There's a Volt Switch. We are slower, which is kind of nice. There's the treads. Almost thought about eject pack. We missed the Draco. Yep. That sounds about right. Back into Rhyperior we go. Do you have Knock? Do you have Knock? Nope, just DQ. I mean, oh, that is so much. Are you banded? Oh, that's not good. I think you're banded. Ooh, that is not good. Yeah, you're definitely banded. Bad times at Ridgemont High. Problem is I can just stay in and take this KO. I think I kind of have to give it to him. I'll throw off a Stone Edge just in case they want to go Rotom. Just to get some damage. Yeah. Was not expecting banded treads. But that's cool. That's cool. Citrus Berry Rotom. Yeah, not having Enamorous, definitely a bit of a problem this week. I will just Stone Edge this thing again. Yep. Imagine if I just EQ'd there. Would have been kind of nice. Oh well. Yeah, I think we may just kind of lose to Banded Treads. If I had Scarf and Nam, it gets a little bit easier, but it just didn't feel good. Also, you have the Rotom, so like you're never going to give me a free Earth Power. Ooh, that's Lycanroc. I'll take damage on Lycanroc. Hit a Stone Edge. Actually, I will take a Lycanroc. Thank you. Hey, so Rhyperior is kind of stupid sometimes. You know what I mean? What is this? The Scizor is back. I mean, you take this KO, right? Scizor, you're gonna Throat Chop. I want to keep my berry. We'll just EQ. Yeah. Yep, U-turn. Let's see what they're gonna come in with. Could have went Patch, but I kind of want to keep my Dark Resist berry for the Chi-Yu if I need it, because I don't have Rhyperior now, which is a bit of a problem. Let's see what they're coming in with. Yeesh. +1. That's not even a KO. Well, it would be after rocks. Sorry, doing some calcs to the side while I'm here and waiting. Just seeing how much Roaring Moon eats. Newsflash, it kind of doesn't. Lycanroc's down though, which is nice. I enjoy that mon just being off the board. Rotom is a problem. Kind of wish I brought Shaman this week, but didn't feel great, so I didn't bring it. There's the Treads. So now we have to make a choice. And I think, honestly, the only choice is the Roaring Moon. So Banded Petarant, or Banded Iron Treads, does a lot to Petarant. And Shadow Ball does a bit. Does a bit. I do want to keep it healthy, though. If they are Ice Spinner, how much does that do to... whatchamacallit, Roaring Moon. Doesn't KO, which is nice. I think we have to go Roaring Moon. And I don't like going Roaring Moon this early, but I don't think we have a choice. So we should be able to get a Dragon Dance off here. We are faster. We are strong. There's the EQ. It should not KO. Earthquake should always KO, but they could just go into Rotom, which is a bit dicey. But we have to respect the Treads here. And take that KO. Alright. That is that thing. Scizor. So the thing is, we know you're not banded, but what you could be is Scarf. We go Petarant. Petarant. There's the U-turn. There's the U-turn. What you going into? Probably Chi-Yu? Probably Chi-Yu. There's that Chi-Yu. To Petrarant. We do 43% with Malignant Chain. Or we can do 43% with Malignant Chain. We could just Parting Shot out. But I kind of like going for the chip here since we do have the Dark Resist Berry. Yep. Which does about half. Which means you are Modest Scarf. Let's see if we can get the poison. Got the poison. Very nice. Petrarant putting in some work. Now we can't really switch Roaring Moon in on this. So I think we're a little bit too low. Dark Pulse still is 30%. Yeah, which is way too much. So we go Bolt. Ooh, there's the pivot. Into Dio. Okay, okay. Deoxys Defense. Standard sets. Obviously, Bolt is going to have a little bit of a hard time breaking. But I don't know what you can really do. We could Volt. But I think I kind of want to see what kind of investment you have. There's Spikes. Okay, so they're trying to get rid of Moon off of Spikes. Fair enough. Let's get a big Thunderbolt. That did nothing. Did 30%, which is about what Thunderbolt does. Got some SPDF investment. Alright, so Moon is a sack at this point. So you got a couple options here. We could Volt Switch out. Which I think I'm going to go ahead and do. Because you might recover this turn. And I think one layer of Spikes, you don't knock out Moon. But we could also come in with Scizor and Defog. Problem, obviously, is Chi-Yu coming in. Yeah, there's the recover. Very nice. Okay, okay, okay. Hey, okay. We're cooking. Hold on. Volt Switch on out. Now, how much does Lunge just... It does 75. Cool. I'm actually going to come in. Or do we just come in with... No, surely you have something to hit Moon with. And I think... I mean, you could probably Rocky Helmet, to be honest. So we come in here. Now, we could just Defog. But I think I actually want to throw off a Lunge first. This Chi-Yu. This Chi-Yu coming in? No, that's Rotom. Fair enough. See how much this Lunge does to a Rotom. That does enough. Nice. Obviously, again, free Chi-Yu. Really wearing down the Bolt. Because that's kind of my only pivot. But you are toxic, so... Go into our AV Bolt. Again, if you double back into Deoxys, I think we just kind of replay these same turns. Let's see what we got. Spikes is going to start to add up. Dark Pulse obviously does so much damage. Alright. Thunderclap could pick up, which is why I don't think they'll risk it. Thunderclap is 43 to... Ooh, that's a really, really close roll. Yeah, because what do you come in with? Yeah, that's fine. You come in with Dio, set another layer of spikes. I can defog, because you're not going to come in. Yeah, this is fine. Yep. Alright, so this thing can't come in on Shiyu anymore. So this is at 62 HP. Alright, so we should be good. I think we just Volt out. Yeah, they get another layer of spikes. Just smart. That is smart. We're gonna Volt Switch out. We're gonna come in with our Scizor. We take that spikes damage. Big ouchies. We just gonna throw off a defog. Again, you can recover, but I think Lunge does kind of wear this thing down. Deoxys. Defense. If I can type. Scizor, yeah. We always just throw off a lunge here. Shoutouts to ThatsAPlusOne for the lunge tech, by the way. I was just going to go standard U-turn stuff, you know, because that's what you do. But, yeah, we see how that worked out. Scizor picks up another KO. Alright. Hazards are gone. All you have left is a Chi-Yu and a whatchamacallit, a Sneasler. So, looking at all this, what is our best course of action? Obviously, we get cooked. But, what do I have left? Okay, Petrant walls Sneasler for days. I think we just throw off a yellow bullet punch. Yep. Get it nice and low. Chi should be picking up a KO here. Dark Pulse. Yep. Scizor goes down. Chi gets slowly chipped away. We come in with the Raging Bolt. We just click Thunderclap. Because that's what Raging Bolt does, right? I'm not going to predict. Because I think you're Scarf Chi-Yu. I don't think you're Nasty Plot Chi-Yu. If you are and you've reserved that tech this entire time, good on you. GG's. But no, we just throw off a Thunderclap. This battle got dicey. That poison from Petrant came in clutch. That Colbur Berry came in clutch. That defog, the big critical hit Thunderclap. I think that's the first KO for Bolt this season. Which is nice. It's nice. Alright. So you could try and Sword Stance. But again, I think you're scarfed. I think we just click Thunderclap. Doesn't quite pick up even with the crit. Throat Chop. Yep. Sneasler picks up a KO and Bolt goes down. You are Throat Chop. How much does that do? Sneasler. Sneasler's the hardest thing to find. Throat Chop into Pecharunt. Throat Chop does 23%. If you're Adamant, it does 25%. I think we're good. That is Adamant Choice Banded, by the way. I think we just come in here. And I think we just Shadow Ball. There's the Throat Chop. Doesn't even come close to KO, and crit would have been really dicey. Pecharunt picks up its first KO of the season. And we take another win to go 3-1. Guys, if you have made it this far, drop a sub, drop a like, drop a comment. If you are enjoying the Draft League content, let me know. Let me know what your favorite battles are for the SPL D League so far in the season. We're about halfway done. GG's to DashingSceptile. Really good prep. That banded Iron Treads really put me on like the back foot super early. It was really scary, man. But GG's. As always, check out the other coaches. All of their links are in the description below. Drop some subs, give them some love. And as always, guys, have a great day. Peace.